Hello, readers. Today we are going to, in our study of characters in books, we are going to think about the things that we notice about characters as we read. Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Readers, you should do this type of work during your own reading as well. As you read, notice the characters' facial expressions. You see? Their gestures. Like, what are they doing? What is she doing over there? What are they doing? And their actions. If your book doesn't have a lot of pictures, then imagine what you think the character is looking like. Today I'm going to read Goldilocks and the Three Bears, and I'm going to share another book with you about Abuelo and the Three Bears. Happy reading today. Good morning, readers. Today I want to talk to you about how readers are like actors and directors. They zoom in on important parts. Readers need to read carefully to find and mark where clues are found. Clues can be a mom's annoyed face or words that describe a boy who is going to win a game. These clues help you fully experience the story. They help you envision the story better, help you make clear mental images. Now, let's look at this story of Goldilocks and the Three Bears. When we look at the cover, Goldilocks looks pretty sweet, and the three bears look pretty humanly on their bicycle, heading off somewhere. Let's find out in the story. What would you say her face looks like? She looks maybe curious? Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Once there was a little girl called Goldilocks. What a sweet child, said someone new in town. That's what you think, said a neighbor. I see the neighbors talking, and look at her face. Maybe I can see a clue with her face and what she's about to do. One morning, Goldilocks' mother sent her to buy muffins in the next village. You must promise not to take the shortcut through the forest, she said. I've heard that bears live there. I promise, said Goldilocks. But to tell the truth, Goldilocks was one of those naughty little girls who do exactly as they please. You see in the sign it says, there's a clue. Danger, very risky. Not a good idea. Turn back. Go the other way. Kind of has a naughty look on her face. Meanwhile, in a clearing deeper inside the forest, in a charming house all their own, a family of brown bears was sitting down to breakfast. Patooey, cried big old Papa Bear. This porridge is scalding. I've burned my tongue. I'm dying, cried Baby Bear. Now really, said Mama Bear, who was of medium size, that's quite enough. I know, said Papa Bear. Why don't we go for a spin while the porridge is cooling? Excellent, said Mama Bear. So they got on their rusty old bicycle and off they went. Tra-la. A few minutes later, Goldilocks arrived at the bear's house. She walked right in without even bothering to knock. On the dining room table were 3 inviting bowls of porridge. Oh, I don't mind if I do, said Goldilocks, helping herself to the biggest bowl. Look at her mischievous face. But the porridge in the biggest bowl was much too hot. Patooey, cried Goldilocks, and she spat it out. Next she tasted the porridge in the medium-sized bowl, but that porridge was much too cold. Can you tell by her face, the expressions on her face? Then Goldilocks tasted the porridge in the little bowl, and it was just right. Neither too hot nor too cold. In fact, she liked it so much that she gobbled it all up. Feeling full and satisfied, Goldilocks thought it would be great fun to have a look around. Right away she noticed a lot of coarse brown fur everywhere. They must have kitties, she said. Look at her face. She's wondering. In the parlor, there were 3 chairs. Oh, I don't mind if I do, she said, climbing into the biggest one. But the biggest chair was much too hard, and she couldn't get comfortable. Does she look comfortable in that picture? Next, she sat in the medium-sized chair, but that chair was much too soft, and she thought she might never get out of it. Then Goldilocks sat in the little chair, and that was just right, neither too hard nor too soft. In fact, she liked it so much that she rocked and rocked until the chair fell completely to pieces. What's her face telling you now? Now all that rocking left Goldilocks quite tuckered out. I could take a little snooze, she said. So she went to look for a comfy place to nap. Upstairs were 3 beds. I don't mind if I do, said Goldilocks, and she got into the biggest one. But the head of the biggest bed was much too high. Next she tried the medium-sized bed, but the head of that bed was much too low. Then Goldilocks tried the little bed, and it was just right. Soon she was all nice and cozy and sound asleep. She did not hear the bears come home. Happy face. The 3 bears were mighty hungry, but when they went in for breakfast, they could scarcely believe their eyes. Somebody has been in my porridge, said Papa Bear. Somebody has been in my porridge, said Mama Bear. Somebody has been in my porridge, said Baby Bear, and eaten it all up. What can you tell about their faces? In the parlor, the 3 bears were in for another little surprise. Somebody has been sitting in my chair, said Papa Bear. Somebody has been sitting in my chair, said Mama Bear. Somebody has been sitting in my chair, said Baby Bear, and broken it to smithereens. The 3 bears went upstairs on tiptoe, not knowing what they would discover. At first everything seemed fine, but then Papa Bear lay down on his big brass bed. Somebody has been lying in my bed, he cried, and he was not amused. You can tell by his face. Egads, cried Mama Bear, somebody has been lying in my bed. Look, cried Baby Bear, somebody has been lying in my bed, and she's still there. Look at all their faces, and hers too. Now see here, roared Papa Bear. Goldilocks woke up with a start, and her eyes nearly popped out of her head. But before the bears could demand a proper explanation, Goldilocks was out of bed, out the window, and on her way home. Who was that little girl? Asked Baby Bear. I have no idea, said Mama Bear, but I hope we never see her again. And they never did. Now look at her face.